Welcome back to the channel. This is Patrick with 228.com. And today we're going to go through and kind of review what we've already done. The reason being is because I figured out why my canvas wasn't updating. And I'm kind of embarrassed about this, but I'm going to put this out on record to begin with. My previews weren't working because I had a typo, and this typo was in the landmark model, and it was landmark.swift, where this struct right here, latitude was misspelled. Instead of DE, it was ED right here, this one right here. So it threw all of my canvas previews and wouldn't render anything. So now that I've gotten that straightened out, let's close that bad boy out because I don't want to get into that. You can go into the landmark row and we'll hit resume, and Xcode will be happy with me this time. There you have it. There is our rows that we've customized. All right, so that's the first one, the landmark list. That preview will run, all because of a typo. Well, I could kick myself in a butt right now. But here is our landmarks. And if we go into live preview, I believe you can click into it. Oh, maybe you can't. But here it is, it's running, and it gives you a live preview. Now, continuing on with the tutorial. I've already done all this to begin with, so I'll just review it as we go and get everybody back on track. So we'll start in section 7, pass data into child views. Okay. So the landmark detail view still uses hard-coded details to show the landmark. Just like the landmark row, the landmark detail type in the views comprises need to use the landmark property as the data source. So here we go. We'll start with the circle image. We're going to store a image property, and this is var image. All right. And this is a common pattern when building UI views using SwiftUI. Your custom views will often wrap and encapsulate a series of modifiers. So instead of UI image right here, instead of image, capital I, we're just going to use image with this var image. Okay. Then down below, we'll use circle image, which is our struct from above. And with that image, we'll just use Turtle Rock. And that's coming from our JSON data, our resources. Okay, so next thing we do is we go into the map view, which is the other supporting view, and we add a coordinate property to our map view and convert the code to use the property instead of a hard coding longitude and latitude, which is where I found the typo. So we use a var coordinate and make it a CL location coordinate 2D. Okay, then we go down to our update UI, and we take that hard-coded property out. We go down and we update step 4. And I'm jumping to step 4. Step 4, we update the preview provider and pass the coordinate of the data array. So we pass that. And this is the map if you can't see it because of the safe area inset is right here. But if we go to live preview, it should pop up. You have the little legal sign at the bottom down here. Maybe I make it a little bigger, so you can see it. I'll go this way. There we go. There's our map. Make it a little smaller. All right. Then we go into landmark detail.swift, and we add a landmark property to the landmark detail type. Spot 5. 6, we update our preview with landmark detail, landmark with the rest of the arguments. Step 7, we pass in our custom types, and you can't see it from this, but here's our custom types in the body with the map view, the circle image, the landmark name, and finally we call the navigation bar text. Now this verbatim thing I had to copy from the project itself, actually, because I was going through each line of code detail by detail to try to figure out why my canvas wasn't rendering. So that's where I got the verbatim from. In the scene delegate.swift, we switch to the list view. So if we go to scene delegate switch, you can see that right here, we make the change to landmark list. Your app starts at the root, that's where it'll start. Landmark list.swift. Right here, the navigation button. When you tap the navigation button, it goes to the navigation detail of that row, of the landmark row.landmark. And if we switch to live preview to see the detail to show the correct landmarks, when we navigate the list. So let's switch to live preview. Here's our live preview, and if we click the detail, it goes to that. So hit the backspace, Turtle Rock, we all know and love it. Lake McDonald, beautiful place, Rainbow Lake, and it's all working as said. And now the other part of this tutorial that I wanted to show you, let me get this out of the way, because the next step is generating previews dynamically, which will give us some different sizes. Let me expand Xcode. All right, so now that we have all this running and it's good, I don't know if anybody has ever done this live, or not live, recorded, but we have our landmarks, and I'm pushing all this code up to GitHub, which I'll include in the video. But what you do is you go to master, and you can have multiple branches. The last app I worked on, I made a development branch and a master branch, and all the changes were done in development. And when they were good to go, we pushed everything up to master. So that's how that works. If you right click, let me take that back, cancel. All right, so we go to source control in the top and commit the changes that we made. We say found typo bug that stopped canvas from rendering. Okay, and we commit those 23, we're committing it. All right, there's our comment, and then we push to master, because that's the only branch we have is master. If at all possible, if you're working on a real app and you have several branches, push to your development branch, and those changes will be merged to master later. So push, re-authenticate. I changed my password. All right, unfortunately, OBS is still kind of finicky. They haven't pushed the update to match or work with macOS Catalina. So it kind of just barely cut off whenever I push my update to the GitHub. So if that's where it ended, you didn't really miss much. So thank you guys for listening.